Hi there. My name is Grace Smith with the Wise News Network, and today I'll be talking to Billy Queen, who is the president of the Royal Priesthood Motorcycle Ministries Pursuit Chapter. Thank you so much for joining us today, Billy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this upcoming event that y'all have planned with the Faith, Hope, Love, and Community Enrichment Ministries?
Okay, be happy to. First, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I really like the work you guys do a lot.
Thank you so much.
We've got a fundraiser coming up on Saturday the 26th. It's going to be from 1 to 4-ish. And what we're trying to do is feed the homeless people back there in the encampment. We're trying to raise some money to help Faith, Hope, Love with some of the colossal fines that have been levied against them by the city of Gastonia. We're just trying to bring awareness to the situation. And most importantly, we're trying to educate the general public in the fact that not everybody in a homeless encampment or not everybody who is currently experiencing homelessness is in that situation due to their own bad decisions. You know, things happen. There are good people mixed in there, admittedly. There's drug addictions and alcoholism, and there's mental and emotional problems that a lot of these people suffer from. But there's also people that have just come upon bad circumstances, and they've gotten raw deals in different ways. And they're trying hard to turn their life around and get themselves back on track, become what we'd call productive members of society again. And we want to draw awareness to that fact. So, Saturday, like I said, the 26th from 1 to 4, we're going to be cooking. We got about 4 different churches and ministries that are coming out. Everybody's going to set up tents. We're going to be grilling out burgers and dogs and to go with foods and plenty of stuff to drink because it's going to be a hot one Saturday. And we've just invited the entire public to come in and see what's going on and actually lay their eyes on these people that we're trying to reach and help, which is the same thing Pastor Moses is doing with Faith, Hope, Love. You know, he's trying to give these people an opportunity to better themselves and to get out of the rut that they may temporarily be in. So we think it's going to be a very worthwhile endeavor, and we just encourage everybody to come out. Lunch per donation only. If you got a few bucks, if you got $1, if you got a pocket full of change, you know, if you can afford to give a bigger donation, everything's welcome. If you don't have anything to donate, come out and grab lunch with us anyway. Just making people aware, you know, is really one of the most important things that we're trying to accomplish. So even if you've got nothing to donate, come out and join in and see what's going on for yourself.
And what is y'all's target donation that you are trying to reach through this event?
Well, I'm under no delusions that we're going to raise $60,000. That's pretty much what the fines amount to that have been levied against Faith, Hope, Love. But like I told Pastor Moses when we first started talking about doing this event, if we make $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever we make, it's going to be done with love. It's going to be done in the name of Jesus Christ. We're going in there and we're going to witness the gospel. And we're going to share the grace and love of Jesus with everybody there. And however much money we raise is going to be appreciated. It's going to be put to good use. And, you know, we just believe that God's going to move on this entire situation and his will is going to be done. We're just doing what we're called to do, and I feel God has moved on us to have this event. Whatever happens from here on out is completely up to God.
And I saw on the flyer that that was posted on the Royal Priesthood Motorcycle Ministry, the Facebook post, that there will be music involved. Do y'all have bands coming out to support this event?
We did have music. Unfortunately, the bad press and the unfortunate things that have happened there have caused a number of people to back out. We are going to have some people from Faith, Hope, Love performing, playing music. They got a singer there that's got an excellent voice, and I just love listening to him sing. So we will still have music. It wasn't what was initially planned, But that's okay. God's in this, and we're trusting him, and we are going to have music. We've still got plenty of food we're going to grill out. I think we've got maybe dozens of cookies and cakes and different things. We're going to have a bake sale, and then we've got Displaced Roses. A girl named Danielle Webb runs an organization called Displaced Roses, and she's going to take all the leftover food and take it around to some other homeless encampments in Gastonia. So actually, the money and the food that we're going to be handling is going to feed more than just the people there at Faith, Hope, Love. So even though the original plans have been altered because of the unfortunate incidents, we still have a lot going on, and it's still going to be a really good event.
Absolutely. It seems like this one event is going to help multiple different organizations who are assisting homelessness in Gastonia.
Yeah. People experiencing homelessness is a problem all over, and it's getting worse exponentially. So, whatever we can do, wherever we can do it, we're willing to pitch in, lend a hand in any way we can.
Do you know how many individuals Faith, Hope, Love helps on their church's campus?
The numbers seem to fluctuate from 75 to 125 people every day. They feed people every day, 7 days a week. And, some people come, some people go, some people get themselves a place to live. People will get a job, and after a little while, they can finally find, if you can find an apartment that you can afford these days, mm-hmm. They'll get a place to live, or maybe some of them will go in together and rent a place if they can find somebody willing to rent to them, with their background and history. But people come and people go for various reasons. So the numbers seem to be 75 to 125 in a given day.
And you've already mentioned and alluded to some recent unfortunate events that have occurred on the campus of the church. For our viewers who might not be aware, on August 20th, there was a fatal shooting that occurred on the Faith, Hope, Love church campus. In regards to this event, I was wondering if you could tell me a couple precautions or safety measures that your organization or the church have enacted for this event that is occurring on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I put together a security team that's going to be doing nothing but walking around all day, keeping their eye on everybody, everything. Obviously, it's a fundraiser, so we're hoping to take in fair amounts of money. We've got a plan in place to take care of the money through the course of the day so that there's not various risk factors with different tents and different ministries, handling what could be fairly large sums of money, cash. I've got a plan in place for that. Other than that, honestly, you're talking about coming to an event where there's probably going to be 100 to 100 and some bikers. That's probably the safest place you could possibly ever be on Saturday the 26th. 70% of us legally conceal carry a firearm. And where else are you going to go that you've got 100 to 110, 120 people walking around, legal background checks, that are carrying a firearm, that are there to do the will of Jesus Christ, and have sworn to put their lives in front of other people's for their own safety and well-being. So I don't care if you're standing in the middle of a police department, you're going to be safer at Faith, Hope, Love Saturday than you could be anywhere else in the world.
Thank you for those insights. Just another question as well. How or have you been made aware of the city's response to the church and this event that y'all are hosting this Saturday in lieu of this deadly dispute? Has the city had any kind of communication with your organization or with the church themselves in regards to the event?
Not that I'm aware of. We haven't involved the city or the county, and they haven't reached out to us in any way. It's our God-given right to be able to go down there and have a fundraiser and to try and help Faith, Hope, Love and help the people that are down there. And honestly, other than involving, well, media, news networks, things of that nature, we haven't really seen any reason to try and involve the very people that are trying to shut them down. And I'm not saying everybody on city councils or in the city government or county government, for that matter, are bad people or are just trying to get rid of faith, hope, love, trying to sweep the problem under the carpet. I am not alluding to those ideas at all. But honestly, we saw no reason to involve them in anything we do, because we do this for a lot of people, a lot of places. We have these events on a regular basis. Through the summer, especially during riding season, we have events going on all over the central part of North Carolina every Saturday, every month. So this one, to us, is special in the fact that the cause is unique and the repercussions could be very grave if we're not successful. But to us, it's an event like any other event. We don't involve anybody from the city or county in other events we do. Why would we involve them in this one?
You mentioned repercussions that could potentially be grave. Could you go a little bit more in depth on what some of those repercussions could entail?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of the specifics, but generally, he's in danger of being shut down. $60,000 worth of fines is a lot for a ministry and a church. And there are some code violations, but Royal Priesthood Biker Church and some of the Royal Priesthood Motorcycle Ministries have been going down, working with him, doing work on the property. We've been going around and cutting down a lot of the overgrown parts. They built a fence down there to try and separate that part of the yard from the house next door. Now, one thing I will say, I'll give credit where credit is due. I believe it was either the county or the city or the EMS service, I'm not sure who. They sent down a cooling tent, because we've been experiencing such high temperatures this summer. They sent down a trailer to dispense cold water all day long. They did put up some showers outdoors. So there is some cooperation, not a lot, but there's at least that modicum of assistance that they're lending. But if Faith, Hope, Love doesn't get some serious cooperation and work something out on these fines and continue to get the area in code as far as whatever those codes may be. There's so many of them that I couldn't even read through them all. But, they need to continue doing that, which they are doing. If they don't, they're going to be shut down. And that's 75 to 125 homeless people that are going to be out on the streets with nowhere to pitch a tent. They're going to end up anywhere. They could end up in the woods behind your house or, under a bridge overpass or down by a stream somewhere. Where do you go when you're homeless and living in a tent? Anywhere you can. And all those people are going to basically be turned out into the population of Gastonia without any place to stay. And that could be grave consequences.
What is some advice that you have for those who are wanting to get involved with this cause, especially considering the recent events of the deadly shooting that happened on Sunday?
First, I would say don't give in to a spirit of fear. These things do happen. But if a bank gets robbed, you still go to that bank. If somebody gets murdered at a convenience store, you still go to that convenience store. It's been amazing to me that we had that unfortunate fatality down there, and I've had people backing out of this event for fear of their safety and concern. Don't give in to that spirit of fear. Life is a risk. Every one of us goes through life every day without being guaranteed our next breath. Catastrophes happen to everyone, everywhere. So the biggest thing is if you have a call from God on your life to get involved in a ministry like this, there are ample opportunities. I would suggest go to Royal Priesthood Biker Church in Shelby, or look up one of the Royal Priesthood Motorcycle Ministries. There's 5 of them in Tennessee and North Carolina, of which we are one. Mm-hmm. There's Royal Praise Ministries for All People in Kings Mountain. They're the church that Johnny and Tracy Norris were going to when God first gave them this idea about the Coalition of Christian Bikers and the motorcycle ministry and the biker church. There are ample opportunities for people to get involved. There's Displaced Roses. Danielle Webb, she's working with us on this event. There's a number of homeless organizations that work with the homeless people. And then there's still, in addition to that, a fair number of Christian organizations that work with the homeless. So, I would say look me up on Facebook, look up Royal Priesthood Biker Church or Royal Priesthood Motorcycle Ministry. Get in touch with us. Let us know you're interested in helping, because there's always work to do. There's always something that can be done.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else that you would like to add about either the event or about recent challenges that the church has seen?
Oh, there's so much to talk about there. Really, the biggest thing is that we want to try and sway the public's opinion of what this homeless encampment is like down at Faith, Hope, Love. And I would tell people, just look at it anew with open eyes, open mind, open heart. Genesis 18, God told Abraham that he was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham argued with him and said, but what if there's 50 good people in that city? Are you going to sweep away the righteous with the wicked? God said, if you find 50 good people in there, I won't destroy. And Abraham said, what about if there's 40? And then what about if there's 30 and 20 and 10? And we're talking about finding 10 righteous people in a city of hundreds of thousands. I would ask the same question. What if there's one person living down there at Faith, Hope, Love that is truly working hard to turn their lives around, to give their heart to Jesus Christ, and to try and get on a path back into mainstream society where they can be productive members and become a voice to tell people what they've been through and to try and help other people through the same situation? If there's one person or two person down there, we cannot sweep them away with all the people that are actually problems. So that's my biggest advice.
Thank you so much, Billy. I really appreciate you coming out here and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
That was Billy Queen talking to us today about the event that the Royal Priesthood Motorcycle Ministry Pursuit Chapter is hosting at Faith, Hope, Love, and Community Enrichment Ministries this Saturday, the 26th. For further coverage on this event, you can find our videos on YouTube or you can check our Facebook page. We will have multiple stories coming out over the weekend regarding this event. For the Wise News Network, I'm Grace Smith.